Hello. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Becky and this is Bex Reads, and welcome back to another day of Bookmas and welcome back to another Fave 5 video. Today I will be sharing with you my 5 favorite romances that I read this year. These romances are excluding anything fantasy or historical, so we're talking contemporary, dark, paranormal. Those are the genres that I chose my top 5 from. Coming in at number 5 is A Siri and the Amaru by Natalia Hernandez. This is a book that I picked up at a Polycon this year. This is a paranormal romance. I think it has like some fantastical qualities to it, but it is set in a pretty realistic world. It is set in a Peru-inspired world, if not Peru specifically. But in this, we were following a girl named Asiri who can communicate with animals. And she can even communicate with animals that represent gods. So she lives in this commune up in the mountains with her father, and her father has been using her for financial gain with the local villages. And she's tired of this. She just wants to help people and animals without being used as a pawn. So she runs away to this seaside village that one of the gods showed her in a dream. And when she gets there, she ends up meeting Dario, who is an animal healer, a veterinarian. You think that they would be an ideal couple. He wants to help animals. She can talk to animals. But she doesn't want to tell him about her ability because she is afraid of being taken advantage of again. So she hides that from him until they are both out in the forest one day and they come across this mythical creature called an Amaru, who is sort of like a mix between a llama, a snake, and a bird. And this Amaru has been trapped, and they both have to work together to tend it back to health and free it. And in doing so, their romance develops. I liked seeing a different culture represented in a paranormal romance. I really liked the animal POVs in here. There is a guinea pig in here who is so sarcastic. He is being taken care of by Dario, and Dario can't understand him. So a lot of the things Dario is doing, thinking that he's helping, the guinea pig really hates. And so sometimes he will be saying stuff to Dario and Asuri can like hear what he's saying, and sometimes she'll respond in a nice, not so nice manner. And it was just hilarious. I really liked that this included information about animals native to the region. It has some illustrations in it as well that I think the author probably did herself, which was super cute. This is a sweet yet spicy romance. It does have some spice to it. Not a lot. I would say like maybe 2 chili peppers worth of spice. And these characters both have insecurities that they have to deal with together, which I enjoyed. So this was a great read and I highly recommend it. Coming in at number 4 is one that I read this month, and that is Witching You a Charmed Christmas. I forget the author's name. I think it's Jenna Colette, maybe? This is a short Hallmark-esque holiday story. It is about a woman who is looking to get promoted within her company that is a magical company that deals with granting people's wishes and performing miracles and things like that. So she takes on the responsibility of bringing the holiday spirit back to this very grumpy tree farm owner. And when she gets there, she thinks the way to do this is to get him to fall in love with the local baker. And in trying to manipulate their romance, she actually ends up falling in love with him, but she has to decide, does she want this promotion or does she want this romance? And is this romance even supposed to be for her? Because she doesn't think it is. This was really cute, corny, cheesy, like I said, Hallmark-esque, but I liked the forced proximity of this couple, and I liked that dynamic of somebody wanting to help somebody find love, and in turn they end up falling in love. I'm gonna call this the I'm the one for you trope. I don't know if it has a name, but I like that dynamic because it lends really well to great chemistry without bringing in a lot of angst into the relationship, because someone is genuinely trying to help somebody else and they just end up falling in love with them. And this book did a really good job of putting me in the Christmas spirit, being set on a Christmas tree farm with the snow falling down and the holiday festivities in the little town. It just worked for me. Coming in at number 3 is A Dark and Secret Magic by Wallace Kinney, which is a Halloween-inspired story. It takes place literally counting down the days until Halloween. So this is about Hecate, or Kate as she is known, and she lives a very solitude lifestyle, and she likes it like that. She likes to just mind her own business, curate her herbs, forage in her garden, and live a very quiet life. But her solitude gets interrupted when her older sisters insist that she host the annual Samhain celebration feast for her family. A man from her past re-enters her life when he seeks sanctuary amongst her coven, and her being a hedge witch, she feels like this is her responsibility to grant him this sanctuary. Their romance starts to develop again, and she uncovers this book that is full of dark magic written in her mother's handwriting that her coven has been keeping secrets regarding. So her world is just thrown into a tailspin on this Samhain when things go awry. If you are looking for a book to read in October, I highly recommend this. It has the fall, Halloween, October vibes nailed down. I really enjoyed all of the witchy magic in here, from tarot to earth to necromancy. I think it wove all those together really, really well. I liked the chemistry between the main characters, although this has absolutely no spice in it. So if you were looking for a no spice Halloween story, here you go. And I appreciated that this is a death in the maiden trope, which didn't annoy me. Usually those stories annoy me because for the most part, they are literally just retelling Hades and Persephone exactly. Whereas I think this one did it in a way that was inspired by Hades and Persephone, but added its own unique twist to it, which was great. Coming in at number 2 is Darkest Sins by Neva Altej, which shout out to Monika at Pardon This Book Addict for gifting me this book for Christmas. Thank you, Monika. I can add it to my other Perfectly Imperfect series up here. I can never remember how this series title is said, but thank you, Monika, so much. In this, we're following Nera, who works at this animal hospital. I believe she is related to somebody in the mafia, and her father really doesn't want her to have this job, but she's a stubborn, headstrong woman, and she wants to have a normal job, live a normal life as long as she can. So when she is on her way to work one night, she sees this man stumble into an alley, and she naively and stupidly goes over to help him. He is bloody and beat up, and she takes him back to her job to heal him. And as soon as she's done, he ends up running off, and she doesn't think she'll ever see him again. But that man was Kai, and he is part of another mafia family. And he thinks he is way too dangerous for this nice woman who saved him, but he can't help but keep an eye on her and protect her the best that he can. So while Nera doesn't think she'll ever see him, she always feels these eyes on her, and it is Kai keeping an eye on her. Their lives end up colliding in a very, very violent way that they're going to have to come to terms with how that plays out. So I don't like stalkers in books. Stalkers freak me the fuck out, okay? But I didn't mind Kai being a stalker in this because he did it in a very sweet way that wasn't overly aggressive, it wasn't overly sexual or anything like that. I appreciated the way that their relationship built, that when he was stalking her, he really took notice of the things that she liked and what she was interested in. And he used those to get to know her. So he was building this foundation of a friendship with her before they involved in any sort of sexual act. I really liked Nera's character. She is incredibly smart and incredibly capable. She doesn't shy away of going down the darker paths when she needs to protect the ones that she loves. They had amazing chemistry together. This also didn't just have a touch her and die trope, this had a disrespect her and die trope. It's one of the standouts and my second favorite romance of the year. That means my number 1 favorite romance of the year was Wild Scottish Rose by Trisha O'Malley. This is the 4th book. It's got numbers on the spine. What a novel idea. The 4th book in the Enchanted Highlands series, which is a paranormal romance series set in Scotland. And in this, we are following Shona, who works as a florist for weddings. And she loves working with flowers, but she's getting really tired of working with brides. So she quits this job and she starts to work on this project that she's always wanted to do of renovating her cottage and renting it out. And Owen comes along and he is there for a friend's wedding, and he is a documentary filmmaker. So he ends up renting Shona's cabin, and they end up spending time together, getting to know one another. But Shona ends up realizing that she is a hedge witch, and she is a member of the Order of Caledonia, which is this magical order of women who all have varying abilities, who are supposed to protect this magical artifact from people. And she doesn't want to let Owen be aware of these abilities because she doesn't trust him to not use it in his documentaries and not make a spectacle of it, because she hardly knows him. Meanwhile, Owen has some issues with trust, and so when these two things collide, it creates the drama in their relationship. I listened to this on audio, as I have listened to all of the books in this series on audio, and I love the audio narration of this. This is a sweet romance. It doesn't have a lot of spice. I would say like maybe one chili pepper worth of spice. The magical creatures in this book are what made it my favorite. I still think of Nora and Norman the gnomes till this day. They were so freaking cute, so freaking adorable. There's also this group of hedgehogs that are part of this hedgehog army that they call hedgies, and it's just so stinking cute because they all sort of take a liking to Owen, and it's the creatures in here, man, they just make me smile thinking about this. And of course, I really enjoyed the hedge witch aspect of this and her working in a garden and things like that. It just, you know, it fits with my vibe. So those were my fave 5 romances of the year. Let me know down in the comments, have you read any of these books, or would you like to? Or what was your favorite romance of the year? But if you don't want to comment that, but would like to let me know that you made it to the end of this video, could you leave me a gnome emoji? There's gotta be a gnome emoji, right? If there's not, leave me a hedgehog emoji. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and until my next Bookmas Fave 5 video, I hope 2025 brings you lots of great romances to read. Bye!